Good day, good afternoon, good evening, and or good morning, wheresoever way you find yourself with this life. And this now another opportunity again today for make I go come and can talk again about the June 2023 upcoming election. And this election, we they look at them in one way. Which way? Sierra Leone, they decide comes 2023. Sierra Leone, they decide come 2023. And how we need for present ourselves again. You know, whole lot of things don't happen for the past few days or so. A whole lot of debates they go on for the past few days on the issues of the NGC leadership when Dr. Kanden Kolayum Keller and about the NGC they try to make a coalition with the SLPP government. And a whole lot of people get a different way how then they interpret everybody. But again, the problem what I get for now are always the talk. Uh, we don't allow the politicians, the people don't take we as a joke for far too long. The reason is that because the country don't dey in a way that the country don't dey we don't shape the country in a regional line. We don't shape the country in the and in the ethical line. We only believe say in certain part. So then two party there are way now the big party then na the country. They always believe say and get the last saying for say how we dey determine we vote and how we need for let we vote structure the Sierra Leone People's Party I always dey say na then two party there the APC wey na the All People's Congress na rotting party dem. You agree with me, you no agree with me, it's okay. And but me dey always dey look at the area wey other people no dey look at am. Again, me na Lamin Fofana, the executive director for United for the Protection of Human Rights Advocacy Network. I will continue for the make, I don't dey in this for the past 17 years. So you go find am very difficult for let somebody determine who say me loyalty dey or who say me loyalty no dey. But me loyalty dey in the interest of Sierra Leone. You know, the politicians they don't take the country as a hostage. They don't look at we far too long in the way that where them believe say they no get one respect and one regard for we. Because simply they don't divide we in regional, they don't divide we in ethnicity. Now, then two party there are now they indeed I can for talk about today. The APC and the SLPP. Then two party there are done the since colonial days or so, since where we come on colonial power, then two party there are done they represent we in governance. But like I always they say on my subsequent video them, they not take we serious because simply they not divide we in the way they want them. But like I always can say, me na an independent voter. I'll dey vote to the person who I know say in agenda, checking background, checking record, and I know say in agenda it also it gets how for put am. It get agenda get connection for do with the life and the livelihood of the ordinary people in the country. And also it gets a vision. But all the past governments we don't see, they come bring some bomber manifesto, talk about what and they can do. At the end of the day, they know they do nothing. Parliament, the House of Parliament don't turn a boxing ring. Also, you see one or two people they throw punches against the other one. The other man they take chair to and pine company because the politics now the country don't be like winners take all. So no matter wetin we say, no matter how we see am, no matter how we wan look at am, no matter how wetin dem believe say um we dey vote according to how dem want am because SLPP get a base. When you look at am, dem get a base. You go na the southeast of the country wey SLPP believe say dis are dominant mandates even though there are different other tribes living in the south and the eastern part of the country, you know. But again, SLPP they believe and the Mende are and indeed the Mende are the most dominant tribe in the south and the eastern part of the country. And while the north, you have the Timini, which is the most dominant tribes in the northern part of the country. So again, we have to look at it in two different aspects. Now, one, the SLPP believes that they have a base, and the base which are entirely dominated by a tribe by even though we have different tribes living in the south and the eastern part of the country, but the Mende are the most populated and dominant tribes in the east and the southern part of the country. So which entirely SLP believes say then already get a base. Now let's come again back to the APC, which is the All People's Congress. The APC also believe that they have a base. And now, for let you get the northern part of the country, the largest community within the north, the largest tribes within the north, you talk about the Temine, and you also bring about the Limbas, even though the Fulas are they among them. You also get different tribes. But the Temine, now they are the most dominant, now the Mboku past the northern tribes. So then two party there are from we small from then telling we small you find out say they don't get much deep into the local people into the lower people because the education system in the country when we dey talk about those who are educated, we only get a little margins of numbers of people who are educated in the country. And like somebody like me, and I know how they read, they write, and how they look at things, I look at them objectively. Then you know they come, you bring an ideology to me where I know say you not get any value to my life. You know, we get for seek for valued advantage. And most of these things when them people are the bring am, there is no value. They not get any impact. They not get any vision. Now let's talk about the agenda of President Bill. President Bill can preach on a whole lot of things. One, we talk about good road infrastructures, good educations. We talk about a paying job for the youth. But today, who shall we look at we self? Who shall we stand today? And Sierra Leone, they are among the most worst hunger countries within the sub-Sahara. And again, Sierra Leone are the poorest among the sub-Sahara. Again, when you look at the education system, there's nothing encouraging. And then, and you believe people not just get the time, you know, come and can them preach on things we know say will become meaningful things to the people. So no matter how they look at that, begin preach on tribal, begin preach on regionalism, Then they go begin tell you say, okay, because this me brother. And when you look at them countries actually where we dey live, what we dey call say these are well developed countries, Uh, these countries not grow in a way that when the politicians believe how the people and for think. There are challenges which we agree. But one thing the politicians they do, then they strive to waiting for meet up to the demands of the people. And then those are the two distinctions we have to look at. The people where they go in governance, waiting na the agenda they get. If they really you look at them background, we cross reference waiting they not do, then development. If these people are oriented, development oriented enough, and then we only look at an on the angle side, the one we look at them, and which of course, and they always the failure. But you like it or not, why I need for go praise the government who I know say this government able for do anything. The interesting part of it is that people they keep praising them government they are, even though they don't feel hopefully to the people. Now you get a whole lot of people out there go tell you say, and the SRPP don't do this, don't do that, don't do everything, don't do that. But again, they're not going to even think for a second. Then waiting SRPP campaign on the whole thing and campaign on waiting and waiting and they don't achieve during these 5 years. Then go can tell you say we have given the people a free education. you know, yeah, a free education. And again, the government not even bother for sit down again and look and see how challenging is this free education. The past government come and tell you say we don't make roads. When you talk, then say we don't make roads. Go out there and check the roads. As if this now waiting, these are the things. These are part of waiting, they don't agree. It's like we are not begging them. No, we are not begging them. This nothing we entitled. Now we are entitlement. That's the reason we are paying our taxes. That's the reason we are working to pay and cover all expenditure so we can able to what? To see a better Sierra Leone. But again, these people go tell you say no, I disagree with you. These people go tell you say you get a few go tell you say then go out there dance. Again, those few will go come again and then go come sit down again and tell you say I not get waiting for it now my home today and my family. So look at it. Those few wey don dey out dey praise over the social medias, dey praise the government, say the government really dey do well. Then ask them wetin are the impact dis government don do towards the life of the citizens? Wetin are the impact the past government don do towards the life of the citizen? So Aliyu get an independent, and today we have at least 61 years since we get independent from the British. And today we know the boast of a constant electricity. We know the boast of water. We know the boast of common water. We go able for keep we body clean able. There is no proper foundation for it. You know, we know they talk about a good health system. The system is a broken system. We know they talk about a good education. And the president be they na radio that talk sometimes ago they say tell people and say and we want to make Sierra Leone for become the Athens of West Africa again. Imagine. And then even lay the platform. We know say develop na a gradual process, which we agree. But they come, you make some flamboyant promises to the people, then at the end of the day, $100 have to go for the sum of 2 million. A bag of rice don't go to the areas of around 600,000. Fear is another thing. Then what in the government they do about those things? Nothing. Then today you come around, you ask them, then go tell you say no. We did you know We did work on those things after 5 years, Mr. President. You are still working on them. There's no foundation. After 5 years, I can challenge anybody without no iota of fear. I want after 5 years, after the under the ISLPP government, let somebody point to me say, now this President Bill don't achieve in 5 years. You talk about free education. Now a broken system. An educational system when the pikin dey even it go be prefer wey we be dey pay money for we pikin dem. But for now, it don't become more expensive than even when we done the non-declare and the free education. So what have you achieved? Nothing. Then let me talk about the issues of KKY when people are able for look at and say they want form a coalition, at least with the SLPP government. The decision of Honorable Kane Yumkela for to make a decision, join the parties I want join. Now in decision and in family, I can tell anybody say I no need for Georgia because of the man make a decision. NGC now a political party. But the difference between NGC and then two party there, then get a base. NGC not get a base. NGC get for really, I know they try for say NGC not go able for make a difference for get for challenge them two parties there. They get for take 10. Then get certain set of people and where they need for really bringing, they really need for see how they can able for take them people them for let them go able for meet up to the demands of them people them. And then ideally I can tell you say it's a very long process. And one thing we don't see in we politics today, one thing we have seen in the Sierra Leone politics that we not stay called. And not only even in Sierra Leone, let's bring our focus in Africa. You know, they play the politics of the one where we they play with not the Western world. No, you know, you get for play with politics. If you say you did come out for go play the system of the Western politics, you get for find out a little bit challenge because why? With politics, you always get for add radicalism in small of way politics. Now the difference between Honorable Kande Yumkela and how you call her Mother Bill because APC not get a candidate, so I don't know who that they intend for bring, you know. But these two people, Kane Yumkela, don't live most of in life and as an administrative officer. Check and balances. When and how. The NGC then form on a platform because they believe say they get a vision. I can tell anybody yes. Yes. When I look at the Honorable Kane Yumkela in manifesto in 2018, there was a clear vision. The most important thing was that on the manifesto, on our country first. So, and this now we not get now the country. All the past leaders we don't come up from these two parties, the APC, the SLPP, they not get a vision. I can tell anybody, like it or not, there's no vision. Marabi not get a vision. And I don't know who the APC intend for put. You get forget a vision when you want to do anything. In governance, you get for also get a vision. And today, everybody they just run on how we intend for run. It don't become a marathon race. People they run on the basis on how they want for run. Just at the end of the day, they know say, as long as I get SLPP symbol, then go vote for me. As long as I get APC symbol, then go vote for me. But one thing I can tell you, those out there, they judge one government and the other, then rethink again and ask yourself these questions. Within a political party really don't do for change the life of Sierra Leoneans. APC was there for 10 years. And then come out the next government we can accuse them of corruption, which was so massive in the way. Then you still out there, you still they clap and sing for them, say no. Then you still a wish again, say them for able for calm again. It's like it become a circle. We just the roundabout without no vision. None of these guys got a vision. The Madabios, the Samura Kamaras, none of them are not even know get a vision. Now, and when you look at them, I can always say this. Maybe like KKY look at himself and decide for form a coalition with the SLPP. Then the issue is, I can tell you, and I can single out the man. The man gets a vision more than any of the past leaders and Western in the 2018 election. It gets a vision. Your agenda need for be Israel first. Madabio preach on so many things, including fighting corruptions. Now, in government, a whole lot of corruption, including the first lady, a whole lot of corruption allegation. Then you sit down in office, you say, if anybody get an evidence, what about the little way people don't provide? Have you looked into it? No, you have not. Then you say, if anybody get anything for let take up to anything, which of course you know get. And then I can also tell you again with this kind of accusation on the corruption on the SLPP government, believe it or the next government where they can tomorrow go also and do the same thing. This now a tit for tat. Where this can himself for do this can himself for do this. For the past how many years now this we don't depend. There's some of you out there not see nothing wrong with that. When people talk about things where they press the country, things were very important for the livelihood of the Sierra Leoneans, then all you can think of is how how you party for coming power. Have you asked your leader if they get a vision for the 2023 election? On which basis, which platform then they can change the livelihood of the citizens? I bet you not even consider that it. You not even think of that it. All you can think is now let APC come to power because now my kinsmen now then did it. Because APC is how do I call it? It's purely Timinis and Libas. Let SLPP Madabio continue for rule the country because SLPP is purely Mendes and Worth. And so what? Now only that you dey pray and dey wish for the country that you call say this na your country. Let's call a spade a spade. Madabio don't fail. Madabio has failed. There is no visionary power within government. When I believe say them cable, let's look at the chief ministers. I was in Freetown when the chief ministers be they talk about, then they make a song. Cholongbo no go sidora because hungry boku. Some of us can still remember it. The minister in 98.1 JJ Safa. It in 98.1 they tell the people and say the bread and butter na the country, hungry too plenty na the country. And now I was there. When they also call him again at same 98.1. Usa be the debate. When they call him again, ask him again. How you see on a government? The same hungry owner be the cry say the sing say hungry boku. Now the same hungry now in don't they be young. And the bag of rice is around 600,000, which of course an Eskroma left a bag of rice at the weight of around 250. Yes. And a half bag be there around 70. So an Eskroma left a bag of rice 250,000 today. Imagine the chief minister was on air. They may call bogus. They may call bogus every other thing they tell people and say, then they can't change the narrative. And some of us gladly accepted it and voted for them. And what happened? The same minister, again, the same chief ministers go over radio and say, no, things, governance, not to just one day something, and you never thought of it. You no ever think say governance na a gradual process. You carry you sit down na a public radio, you dey make bogus claims, you dey make some bogus analysis how una in ten d for can change the livelihood of the people, you know. But at the end of the day, wetin happen? We able for see them in power. We voted, and then after we don't do that for them, wetin dem do? Dem can begin can tell we again another different story. Then you believe say a government without a vision how it for governing people for the next 5 years. You also believe say again for Sidom again then na social media they gladly they sing praises of the name, and also again remember say for also go put me vote for a government clearly why I don't know say not get a vision. And then for an opposition why I know say e not even get a presentation at parliament. Then I also see them again say, okay, make I can't vote for the opposition because they not able forget. The opposition we not even able forget. They not even know from the angle where then they come on. You know, let's put this tribal politics. But the reason why I not go blame the people too much, because the tribal politics, the regional politics, they don't deal within the country for far too long. The only thing we get for escape we from there now how the country become more exposed. How the only way we can able for achieve you get a whole lot of independent candidates in another country. Now when development don't circle within Sierra Leone, because people they work they get in not have say anybody need for can tell and say which party if I go work for. So it can decide in mind who that a one put cast in vote for, who that a one cast in ballot for. So but as long as that country remains the way it is, believe it so, we go only see how people are able for vote in the favor of regional, in the favor of ethnic, in the favor of political regional base. Because like I said, these two parties get a political regional base. And then in third party where they come inside, it get for find very too difficult for let it go exploit the landscape of the country, especially the way the country is for now. So, and the easy kind of honorable Yumkela she don't need for think. Make a coalition with the SLPP, not a bad thing, sir. But the issue is that people here get a vision when you want to make a coalition. Because one thing I know straight is that you get a vision during your 2018 election, Sierra Leone first. And you believe, say, the livelihood of every Sierra Leonean, you be number one priority. But again, it not happen to how you be intend. And now, if KKY they intend for making with SLPP, and then the question we need for ask, the same vision you get, now the same vision these governments get, or the same vision you get, now the same vision. Because one thing is that vision and ideology, these are two different things. I can be an idealist, I believe in waiting, I believe in, and also get a vision for saying, so I want let this thing go. And not me say because waiting I believe in or my vision I need for able for compromise. You don't need to compromise it because simply you just want to get power. If you still intend for continue for the Sierra Leone first, then all you need for do, you know, it's I'm not against Honorable Kane Yumkela to make a coalition with the SLPP or neither the APC. I'm not against it. But the problem are they against is that how he believes it go align in vision with the vision of the SLPP. Because one thing I can tell you for sure, this government, this SLPP government, not get a vision. They not even know how they want to take Sierra Leone for the next 5 years. Who side they go take we for go? So Marabio don't fail we as a leader. He don't fail the nation as a leader. It the sooner Marabio begin continue for the look at the corruption scandal where they na in head and in government, then I really know say this na somebody wey really can look out Sierra Leone. Governor, somebody be dey say, dey determine the start of the game and the finish of the game. And today we already then at the end of it. And again, you know, I want to thank everyone so much for watch this video, for watch this live. And your principle always remain for let be your principle. Please. Let we encourage everybody for let we able for know how we want take Sierra Leone. To the leaders, if you not get a vision for the next 5 years, how you want to take Sierra Leone, begin look out for a vision. A fine way you dey leave governance, you leave governance with a legacy, but not leave governance without nothing. Leave a governance with a legacy. You get so many mistakes. This government done so many mistakes. We talk about there is no proper freedom of expression, neither freedom of movement. There is no proper, you did a whole lot of it. There is massive violation of human rights across the country. The police, they violate the right of every citizen in every given time. The police, they take the laws into their hands. They don't turn the judge and jury. And also, again, let the government take their hand off with judicial system. So, please, I will continue. We dey look out for the leaders then. All we dey go begin look at, and e go reach to term again. I go begin talk about the background of the the president, because when he don't declare himself for the runners of the SLPP, then we go begin look at them. We begin look at their achievement. We go also look at the opposition, the one way then they appoint to look at them. Then we also look at them because even the selections of ministers this time around, we get to also look at those of them ministers them, because even the member of parliament them again, we get for scrutinize every one of them. We need a Sierra Leone for all Sierra Leoneans, and we need a progressive Sierra Leone. And the SLPP presently, for now, I don't know for tomorrow, but for today, there is no progressive in the SLPP. And again, I can tell you, the president, you don't fail the nation. If you need for change the game, you need for think of waiting you will come up with this street. We go make a difference in the life of the people. All I need now for let the people get a comfortable life. Let the people able for no say then they live in a country, then get a government we care about them, then get a government where they look out for their interests, not just for them you neither the interest of I go stop now. Please share this video, and like I say, me an independent candidate. You cannot buy my vote. No. And I will continue for say, I be they say this are they in Sierra Leone. Some people don't like it. Some people not be like it. Some people they get problem with them. And even when are they outside Sierra Leone, some people not like it. Some people they go. Some people don't talk. I don't see a whole lot of people they curse me. People don't say a whole lot of things about me. But I don't give a damn, because all I they do as a citizen now waiting way some don't afraid for do. They buy me conscience. No. And I will continue for day on the patrol side I don't day. And I will continue to say it, believe. No matter other you feel say it affect. I not sit down media, neither abuse anybody, curse anybody. But the fact remains is the government, they don't accuse them for corruption, and which I believe say I myself agree that this government is so much corrupt in the way that they're not able to fight corruption. The how you go intend for persuade me again, or the people will they follow me for vote for you again. come June 2023. No, matter be need for go na the drawing board back. We think, then come out with a vision where I know say it's not gonna be just a bogus. And don't go, not go na radio station, go for go talk on matters where tomorrow we do clean, you go change your language. So I want to thank everyone, and let's keep the peace. Let we continue for be model citizens. Let we continue for be good people. Let we make an impact. We go also improve the livelihood of we generation yet unborn. Thank you so much, and I love you guys, and I will continue to say it no matter what, because me mouth not to bank. I go talk. Some people not like that. Anybody goes me, mama, I not be seen. Some people don't threaten me, don't talk all things. People have even said that, don't bother to step your foot into Radium because if you do that, you are a dead man. I don't give a damn. But I will continue to say it, you like it or not, until the day where God take me breath. I ain't gonna make us stop. But as longer I'm living, I will continue to preach the good word. I will continue to seek a government that seek the interest of the people. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Safe and be well.